you guys feel about seeing the arena full and coming out to that kind of crowd?
Man, it was awesome. That's something that we always look forward to for home games. We know we got a good fan base, especially tonight having that game. Being something for the area with the Air Force involved, that was a great crowd to have out here tonight. Really appreciated that.
Yeah, I think it's great to get community support and having an event on like this, the Air Force and Wright Pat. I think it was really special and definitely was really fun to play with a bunch of fans in the arena. Hope they come back.
You took care of business early and just kind of kept them far enough away.
Yeah, we got off to a good start defensively for sure. And yeah, I mean, we would like to finish a little bit better end of the game there and rebounded a little bit better. But yeah, it's nice to see us maintain for the most part a good lead the whole time.
Even though you guys ended with 2 losses at Myrtle Beach, it feels like there's a good vibe about this team, trajectory-wise, and then playing well tonight. Do you guys sense that also?
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty encouraged. It's never a good thing to lose. We played those games tough, and we fought hard, and we were right in those games. Again, no moral victories here, absolutely not. But still, we came into this game encouraged. I feel like we had a roll going. We were ready to come out and get this win at home. And moving forward, we got 2 road games coming up in Michigan. That's something, just more momentum trying to get into those 2 games.
Yeah, I think Myrtle Beach, we learned a lot about ourselves. We learned that we're a really good team. And, like Brandon said, no moral victories, but, we learned a ton about our team, even though we lost. And, sometimes losses can, when you lose, it's better to learn from it, than when you win, you don't really always learn a ton. So we got to learn a bunch about our team, and we know what to do moving forward.
What would you say, Alex, maybe 1 or 2 takeaways that you learned about your team?
I would just say that the depth of our team. And then, honestly, the main thing was that we can compete with anybody. Mm-hmm. And, even when our offense isn't good, we have a great defensive team. And that's obviously been an area that we've been trying to get better at. And then also rebounding. We rebounded pretty well down there in Myrtle Beach. So just physicality-wise, knowing that we're a physical team, and yeah.
Speaking of defense, how do you guys feel about the defensive effort? Looking at the stats and everything, you held their highest scorer, Ethan Taylor, to essentially 0 points into the end. How do you feel about how the defense has been shaping altogether?
That's something we're always working on, constantly trying to improve and constantly trying to figure things out. But tonight I felt like we, like you said, for the most part, did really well. We held them to 57. That's probably the lowest we've held a team in, I don't know, probably a while, honestly. So I'm pretty proud about that. And our points per possession was definitely down today, so it's encouraging moving forward.
How do you guys feel about the new unis?
Pretty sweet. I like them.
Yeah.
Felt good out there.
I'll miss the, unless you guys are going to play in it later in the season, I'll miss the full camo. But
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, those are definitely better, but it's all right.
You guys good?
It seems weird to me, probably, I don't know how you guys feel, like Horizon League games are here. How does that feel, they're early, but they're going to count just as much as those at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like that part of the year got here quick. I know these 2 early ones, we still have some non-conference games left, but these 2 conference games that pop up in the middle here are important. We got to go on the road and try and get to. It's something we're really looking forward to.
Yeah.
You and the women both take the trip up to Michigan. How do you guys feel about that road trip up?
Yeah, Coach Hodge has been saying you win 2 on the road to start the season. It can be tough for other teams to catch up. So we know these are 2 huge games, and we're gonna have a great week of practice, great preparation, and go up there and give it our all for sure.
Just with a big thank you to our administration. It starts President Edwards, Greg Sample, Joylyn Brown. There's been a lot of collaboration, kind of started with Bob Grant, and just knowing when there's that collaboration at the top of our university with our athletic department, I think great things can happen. And I was aware of that coming in tonight. I want it to go well for them because I know there's an investment and just a buy-in. That they want what's best for our team and want what's best for our community, our Wright State family. I thought they did a great job making this thing happen. So very thankful for them. Very thankful just for our, the community. I wanted this to show well for our Wright State fan, the day-to-day Wright State fan who's here when we play a non-D1, and they're passionate about the brand of this program, which I am, and I've been very open about that. I want bigger, better, brighter things in all ways, and I know the main key to that is us winning. But nights like tonight, when you can get 9,672 people in there, and I thought our guys competed, played well. For us to play well defensively against a very difficult prep in terms of the scout for Coach Scott's team, very pleased with our effort tonight.
You took about my 3 first questions, so
Yeah.
good job. I thought you handled business right away. You got that lead. I know it probably didn't feel like it to you, but it just felt like it was over by halftime.
Yeah,
That's what you want to do.
that's great. Yeah, it is. And again, Coach Scott followed his career a ton. I have a ton of respect for one, just how he's parented and raised 2 kids, 2 young boys. One we saw at Princeton last
really?
week. Yeah, just raised them through the profession. I just have it's not easy as I try to do it with 4. But just the difficultness to prep for them and how they make you think on both ends of the floor. They're so different than what you see. I thought our leadership in terms of Brandon, Alex, and Keaton, those guys really just steadied us to start. And again, this week leading into it, coming off Myrtle Beach, you got Thanksgiving, you got a difficult mental scout, but therefore very, very happy and proud of our leadership.
Alex, like if he gets a transition 3 open look, you got to feel like, man, that's a great shot for us.
Yeah, he's got the ultimate green light.
Yeah.
He's earned it. I know it. His teammates know it. We do try to speak to shot selection as a whole. You ask often about threes. We want inside-out threes. Al can take any 3 he wants.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know that's not all you got, though. Come on.
No, I just don't want to hog the show here.
Oh, no, I defer.
You good?
For the most part.
Don't go anywhere. Go ahead.
You mentioned the defensive prep and how that was difficult to plan for. It felt like the onus was on making sure that Ethan Taylor was appropriately stuffed, and he got very well guarded by Logan Woods and Solomon Callahan. How do you feel about their effort for the night?
Yeah, they did a great job. It's unique with their scout because typically with a specific player who's getting 20 a game, you can really hone in, but he scores so well within their system and their offense. So it's got to be collaborative. The guy on the ball has to do a great job, but then there's so many screens they're getting through. So I thought our bigs did a great job just communicating, getting through. Because he's not he's a very hard cover, and they're not an easy team to defend. But I think collectively, all 5 guys on the floor played a huge role in it.
You led the nation in field goal shooting last year, 53%. I think this was your 6th game of the last 8 where you shot over 50%.
Yeah.
Can this team be that kind of shooting level, do you feel like, field goal percentage?
If we're getting stops, yes. But again, as you know, so much of the conversation with the percentages, they shot 39% from the floor. And I just know that bleeds into our offense. We can play in transition where, we're not getting stops and we're playing against a set defense. It can get a little clunky at times. We try not to be too set heavy. These guys are best when they're playing organically off each other. And if that's the case, then I think we can be pretty dangerous offensively. It all starts on that defensive end.
I looked, your rebound margin is like 3.3 going into tonight. Was that just like a anomaly kind of thing?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't realize we got beat by 16 on the glass. I think you got to give Air Force a ton of credit. They make you guard, and the shot goes up. I thought we just relaxed, and they made the second, third effort. Yeah, I don't anticipate this happening very often.
Yeah. If you don't mind switching gears,
Sure.
Horizon League is here. How do you feel about going into 2 road games?
Yeah, well, it's a great opportunity. You can get any win on the road. You really put yourself in a great spot. I think it's always been difficult for teams to shift from non-conference right into league.
Yeah.
It's just a hard gear to pull, and our guys understand that. And we've been talking about these 2 road games since when we knew our schedule and the opportunity we had to go. We were picked 5th. And I feel like I have a group of guys in our locker room who understand the league race and the dynamic. Yeah. They know Coach Campy, they know Callahan Hall, they know Coach Montgomery. They're familiar with the league. We try to educate them daily with how we practice and always talking over personnel in the league. I know it means something to Brandon Knoll, Alex, and Keaton, and they want to win a league title. So you hope that changing of a gear that you do from non-league to league, that hunger to just know, I mean, you cannot take a night off. Every league game is magnified. And I think they understand that.
Can you give me an example of kind of bringing up something during practice about the league just to keep?
We're always, we close out a ton. So we'll throw I'm not going to name specific names, but we're always referencing guys in the league in terms of who they're closing out to, who they're guarding one-on-one. I mean, it's just subtle little nuggets.
Okay.
We're always talking about league road games where we're playing, playing in Youngstown, and you hit a stretch during the league in January. You haven't seen the sun for 3 weeks, and you're in Youngstown, and it's just like it's hard.
Yeah.
And drawing the correlation between that and just a hard day in November or October, September, we're always trying to draw in where it matters in league. And when we know we'll step into it, we've talked about it before.
Close out.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow. Box out?
Close out, guarding the ball. Like you got the ball top of the
Okay.
key, I'm closing out.
Okay.
Guarding.
Hand up kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Retention of players. I think that's maybe you're going to be your secret weapon, I think, this year, having Alex and Brandon back. Oakland loses Trey Townsend in Arizona. Jaden Stone is gone from Detroit Mercy. I'm not sure where he went. Retention is important.
Retention is important for all the reasons, again, just trying to understand the league race, why it's important, but Coach Campy's proven, he can recruit great players. He's got a system. I think they had a big win tonight against Toledo. But I do believe our guys just understanding of the league race will pay off for us. But we know Coach Campy, Coach Montgomery at Detroit, they'll be ready.
How do you feel, just Clint, as far as the Horizon League? I think the top 4 scorers from last year are playing somewhere else. Just kind of getting rated in this world we live in.
Yeah, I understand it. I'm not naive to it. Again, I'm a fan of our league. I've grown up in this league, so I don't like it. Turn on the score, and I watch Arizona and Townsend's playing, but he's not, and a number of guys throughout the league. I don't like it as much, but it's a different world. And again, why I'm so appreciative of the group we have, because we just have some guys that are blazing their own path. And I love them dearly for that, and I know their teammates respect them, and I want to capitalize and have a special year for them.
Not that you would name any names, but to your 2 guys, we had Brandon and Alex out here. Was there opportunity for them to do what other guys did?
Oh yeah, I mean your whole roster does.
I'm sorry.
The whole roster can everybody, the staff. It's so again to have the retention. I am incredibly thankful because again we've talked about it, just through a coaching change, that door cracks open a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And their loyalty to our brand and our people, it's worth celebrating, and I want to do it with winning.
It's free agents every year,
It
that
is.
kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.